Okay, so now we turn to Bloodchild and other stories of reading annotation here. And so we're not going to, you should read all of the text, but we're not going to discuss all of them. So we're going to um, discuss, Bloodchild and speech sounds. Isolate those. But all the texts are excellent, and especially in the preface and at the end of each of her stories, and then at the end, she's doing a lot of meta sort of commentary on the nature of writing and on the nature of science fiction. So they're all good. It's all grist for the milk. All can be used as types of secondary information and literature and reference for yourself as you go through it. So in the preface, I'll just sort of go over some points here. Let's see if I can just, right, so in the preface here, she talks about the nature of writing, talking about how she's more of a novelist than a short story writer, but, all the things that she writes here are indeed short stories. She's, very comfortable with that. And short story is a, there's a lot of interesting or good things about short stories that are to avail yourself of or ourselves of instead of working with a novel. We're working with a novel next week with Ursula Le Guin, but here she's talking about the nature of short stories and writing, right? But she gets it. All right, and then Bloodchild is the first one that we begin with here, right? So you can see the annotations that I've made here. Uh, and so the thing about a short story is that everything is happening, very quickly. There's not a lot of build-up or background to anything. It sort of always short stories always operate, open, in the middle of something, and then we slowly sort of, get hints and details which are going to tell us what's going on. But we never really get a complete world or universe within a short story. So, that's why you need to read it closely and also, reread it. I would say that's been my experience over the years that there's a lot of things you miss on just the first reading, right? So I've sort of highlighted the aspects of things, you want to keep in mind. So there's a character grid that I've given here on the left. So these are the characters that you are going to meet in the story. Again, there's not going to be a lot of background to it. That it's just going to sort of be put out there, and not really going to see too much. Get a lot of development of each character.